I agree with that. I've been really impressed with, how present you are. I've tried a lot of different marketing platforms in the past, and you're definitely the most engaged of them by far. And that's not, lots of times you talk to lead gen places and they're just trying to sell you their product, and then they're kind of on to the next one. On Saturday, I wound up having probably a 30-minute conversation with someone who really understood and was, wanted an agent's opinion on whether he should sell or make renovations in effort to sell, or maybe keep the place as a rental, or maybe wait it out. And, my goal as a real estate agent is to be having as many conversations with people as possible, right?
What's going on, everyone? Today we're with Brad Zibong. Brad, welcome.
Hi.
Last week alone, we got him 3 sellers booked in the calendar. And so I guess we've been working together for 2 months now. So I guess so far, what would you say it's been like working with me?
I mean, it's been good. Before I signed on with you, I called some of your existing clients, and, they said that they felt like you were there with them and putting in the work and, making adjustments and doing whatever you could to get them, worthwhile connections, worthwhile conversations with leads. And, I agree with that. I've been really impressed with, how present you are. I've tried a lot of different marketing platforms in the past, and you're definitely the most engaged of them by far.
How would you describe the quality of the leads that you get in the calendar, compared to, what else is out there, in a sense?
Sure. I would say they're getting better for sure. Initially they were coming through in suburbs that weren't really of interest to me, and over the last couple of weeks they've been coming in more geographically where I want to be. And the conversations, I think, have been constructive with those leads, and more so.
Yeah. So with those leads specifically, have you noticed I guess kind of a difference in the engagement, when they come in, or they have in the sense of they're just fake numbers, or I just say
No.
in the engagement that they got, or
they're definitely real people. I think like any cold leads, sometimes they're not exactly understanding of what the purpose of the conversation is meant to be. But on Saturday, I wound up having probably a 30-minute conversation with someone who really understood and was, wanted an agent's opinion on whether he should sell or make renovations in effort to sell, or maybe keep the place as a rental, or maybe wait it out. And, my goal as a real estate agent is to be having as many conversations with people as possible, right? So however I can help them, I think is beneficial. So, it over time, it seems like the conversations have been more productive with the leads that have been coming through.
Yeah. I mean, of course, with optimizations and, when you do put in the work, with this stuff, I always say this, right? It's always a test, right? Every week after week, in the beginning, for context, just to give you all context, we're struggling because Brad is targeting the north side, and some of the leads coming through that were from the south, and ultimately, like you said, right, suburbs that were not of interest. And so, with ads, it's always okay, tweak the targeting there and tweak the type of creative that we're running. Because, for example, the latest creative that we're running, the type of prices that you put in the creative that filter out a specific category of people. Brad is always, ultimate goal is have condos, in the north side. And so it's always a test, right? But I would say, if you had to, say one thing, right? Because most people probably that are watching this are okay, how this guy different, right? So what's different, or what would you say it's the difference between my system and our system compared to other lead gen companies? If you had to say one thing.
That's a good question. I mean, I think you're very engaged, and constantly working to improve what you're delivering on. I really appreciate that. And you've got good tools, right? So like, a lot of lead gen people, you talk with them and like they don't really have a portal. They just like send you an email when they have someone for you to talk to, and it's like it's really easy to lose that in the shuffle, right? But yours, it's like, I can go look at the portal and see everybody who's responded to the ads, and then the conversations that have been had with them on text message. I can see their address, their information. So that's a level above really any other of the lead gen platforms that I've tested out before.
No, it's yeah, like that I feel like that's probably the biggest problem, is just oftentimes if you don't have the tools, to most people fall through the cracks, right? Like you can generate good people, if they fall through the cracks, you don't get the deal done, right?
Yeah.
So no, it's good. I would say, like, the last thing is an interesting one, right? Like, it's funny because probably somebody's watching this on the fence. If somebody's on the fence about working with us, like, what would you say to them?
Good question. I would say, if they have the budget and they have some clear goals, I think it's worth giving you a shot because, again, you stay engaged and and I can tell that like when there's success, you're happy with it, right? So like you're working toward that, and I think there's a similar goal there. And that's not, lots of times you talk to lead gen places and they're just trying to sell you their product, and then they're kind of on to the next one,
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, thanks for the words, Brad. I really appreciate you, and thanks for everyone who's been watching this video so far. And if you're interested in potentially work with us, feel free to book a call. But either way, or feel free to watch the other case studies like on the website. But either way, thanks again, Brad, for your time and your words. And yes,
Yeah, for sure. My pleasure. Thanks for all your efforts.